Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Grocery Land. We are two people typically following an approximate $60 budget, and you are going to see that this week we failed. Not a huge fail, just a little fail, but you watch the video. I'm going to explain it all, and then you tell me in the comments whether you think it was worth it or not. A lot of my videos lately have focused on how frugality doesn't need to be extreme. I really believe that. And I really believe that my pantry is what helps me really stretch my budget because I'm always buying items on sale to stock my pantry. I am eating the food out of the pantry, and that food was purchased at sale price. So what I'm restocking in the pantry, and it's not always the same thing, I just restock things that I get good buys on, which speaks to why perhaps I failed a little bit at the budget this week. Because when you find a good buy and you're able to multi-buy items and just add those into your pantry, it just gives you so much flexibility. Check it out. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Right off the bat, I'm over budget this week. I'm at $69.77. So time for the big confession. However, once you see, and it's not in this little grouping here, what I was able to get, I am sure you will all understand why I am, and it's only $9.77 in the grand scheme of life. I mean, really, that's not that bad. But when you see what I was able to get, which I don't have quite yet, but I've paid for it, you will understand why I'm over a little bit. So this is kind of how it went down. I live in the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. There is not a no frills location near me. My parents and some other relatives live on the South Shore, and there is a no frills there. So I follow that no frills on social media because if they post a sale, there's always the potential that either my parents or a close friend or relative might be going to the store and could pick something up for me. My mom does this fairly regularly, and it kind of works like this. I'll take a screenshot of what I'm interested in. I'll send it to her in Facebook Messenger, and I'll say, are you planning on going into town today, tomorrow? If not, don't make a special trip. So she'll let me know if she's not planning on going in, no problem. If she is planning on going in, I'll say, hey, I sent you a picture. If you could pick up 4, 5, whatever it happens to be of whatever the item happens to be. And then I get them from her the next time I see her. Okay, so this is over 2 different occasions. My mom wasn't actually going to the store either time. My sister's sister-in-law lives close and is often in no frills, and sometimes she will pick things up for me, especially if these are non-perishable items that don't need to be stored in her fridge or freezer. So anyways, when my mom said she wasn't going to town, I reached out to Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer, very much. Huge shout out. And she went 2 different days and got me 2 different items. They had K-cups, so the little K-cups that go in Keurig coffee makers. They had Van Hout K-cup packages, the 12 packs, on for $1. And she was able to pick up 9 of those for me. And on a different day, she went and she picked up some Mott's Fruit Stations fruit snacks. They're like the fruit and the veggie one combined, 10 little packages of like individual snacks. They were also on for $1. When she was picking up the fruit snacks, she messaged me and said, they have hams on for really good price. Do you want me to get you one? And I randomly just made the snap decision, yes, get me a ham. So all of the things that Jennifer picked up for me came to $32.66. So I knew that I needed to be very aware moving forward to keep my budget around $60. Okay, so that being said, That's all done. She's got the stuff. I'm going to get it soon. A couple other things happened. I was in the city for work 2 days. So what happens when I am in the city? Sometimes I go to Costco. I drive past the exit where it is located. Randomly, when I was leaving work, on my way to come home, I just randomly said to Google Maps, how far away is No Frills in Spryfield? And it wasn't actually that far. So I popped into No Frills myself. They didn't have any great, awesome deals on, but they had their regular flyer, which is not usually ever available to me because I don't live local to a No Frills. So I ended up picking up some items there. I did get some stuff at Costco. And then on top of that, I had some coupons for Dairy Products of Canada, Save a Dollar, that were expiring the end of the month, September 30th. And I wanted to make sure that I redeemed those before they expired because we love cheese in this house and getting it for $1 cheaper just makes sense. So all of these things, I was still thinking, can I do it for $60? And clearly I could not. Let's get started with the groceries. So No Frills, the tortilla chips were on 2 for $5. That's a good buy. So I ended up to getting the 2 packages. They had frozen vegetables on sale for $2.29. So I got some winter vegetables. That is cauliflower and broccoli. I got an Oriental style blend. And then I got some whole green beans. And what is interesting about the no-name options, so even when I'm getting the Oriental style, so that's kind of like a specialty frozen vegetable, not just a straight old bag of beans or a straight bag of peas, they're often not 750 grams, and these ones were. So I was really excited to get those 3. So $2.29 each. I picked up this sub pack. It was $5 even. It's 375 grams and it has pepperoni, salami, and ham inside of it. So that will work good for whatever we want to do, sandwiches, pizzas, anything like that. So I find No Frills, of all of the stores that I shop at or have ever shopped at, I find No Frills the most stressful when I am going through the cash. I find it's really, really busy. It's really fast. I prefer self-checkout myself so that I can scan my items, make sure that they're ringing up at the proper price. On the shelf, these Bullseye, so they had a couple different flavors, 2 for $5, but these Guinness ones were 2 for $4.48. They were supposed to be $2.24 a piece. And I didn't realize until I got home that they rang in on my receipt as 2 for $5. So that's annoying. And it's simply because like I was trying to get my stuff on the belt, the scanning belt, as fast as I could because there's a lineup behind me. Yeah, I don't do great in that store of checking my prices and making sure the receipt is correct. One thing that I was excited about is that they had gluten-free Catelli pasta on for $1.99. I know I got some gluten-free pasta last week and I got it for a better price than this because I had the rain check. However, they did not have any macaroni. So I got 2 boxes of gluten-free macaroni. I'm very happy to have those in the pantry. So that was all of my purchases at No Frills. And they came to $25.85 total. Then Costco. So last week, remember how I was saying I got the dill salad? Sure, that's great. But then it's too much for just one meal for the handsome one and myself. So we end up eating one salad 2 times. So when you get a double pack, we ate that salad 4 times in the last 2 weeks. And so I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if I could get someone to go halves on it with me? And because I'd had the dill salad 4 times in the last 2 weeks, I didn't want that kind. So I went and picked up two kits, the buffalo blue and the Asian cashew, and my sister bought half. So she bought one package, I bought one package, and we each got one of each. So $7.99, but instead of two of the same one, we each got a different one. So I'm excited about that. Then that's pretty much at my budget. Like I'm at budget. I'm over budget already just with those items there. And then you see all of this other stuff. So Walmart had Boursin cheese on this week for $3.99, but as you can see, it has that little logo, Dairy Farmers of Canada. So I was able to get that for $2.97. So you can see here my receipt, $3.97 minus my vendor coupon brought it down to $2.97. And then I went to Sobeys because I thought, okay, I know I'm over budget already. I want to get more cheese. I don't want to spend any more cash. I will spend some scene points. I'll redeem for $10, and whatever the difference is, I will pay with fast fuel coupons, which is what I did. I bought a lactose-free cheddar, and I bought the Tex-Mex, which the shredded lactose-free. Ooh, how exciting is that? It has in it white Monterey Jack, marble cheddar, and Monterey Jack with jalapeno. So that's actually really exciting. And their cheese was on for $4.99 this week. So with the coupon, that brought it down to $3.99, which is a really good price for cheese. We wanted to get some hamburger buns because we've got a bunch of hamburgers, we've got chicken burgers, we've got black bean burgers. We're trying to eat all of this stuff out of the freezer, and it's a lot easier to eat burgers when you have buns. And again, I made another mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking this package was 50% off. I literally walked around with it in my hand while I was picking out the cheese the whole time, thinking that it was going to be about $2.40. Not only was it not half price, it wasn't even at $2 off. It was only $1 off. So $3.79 I paid for these buns. They are crusty rolls. However, they look like hamburger buns, and we're going to use them for buns. So I got that. And then I've been wanting some tortilla shells. I got the tomato, sun-dried tomato. These were $5.29. The store brand were only 50 cents cheaper. So I feel that having these, I don't know, I just wanted these tomato ones. I normally buy my tortillas, or I have been buying my tortillas at Walmart for a really long time. They have 15 packs of the great value, and the price is really, really phenomenal, except guess what? Now they don't. The last time that I was in there, they had only 10 packs, and even though they were cheaper than this, it was, I don't know, like I don't know why they changed things like that. I'm disappointed. I liked the 15 packs. Anyways, so all of this stuff, as soon as I get the other items, I'll add that into the video, but my total, $69.77. Let me know in the comments if you think going over budget, the $9.77 was totally worth it, because to me, it was absolutely 100% totally worth it. I mean, $9.77 extra, and I'm getting 9 packages of K-Cups, 10 packages of gummy snacks and fruit snacks, and also a ham. A small ham, but still a ham. I got home from work today, and my neighbor had dropped off some cheddar broccoli soup. I love soup. I'm really excited to try this. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. I just need to heat it up so that I can sample. About a month ago, I shared that I am very fortunate to have in my area a group that rescues food. And when you're talking about food rescue, wasted food or food that spoils before its best before date is a huge problem in Canada. So my local group, they rescue produce, and every once in a while, they have the opportunity to rescue what they consider or call protein bags. Those are items that they typically pay for. So when they get the bags, or when they get the I guess, bulk quantity of food. They divvy them up into bags, and you can purchase a bag for whatever they determine the value would be helpful to cover the cost of gas and to cover the cost of distribution. It's not to make money, it's simply to cover the costs of getting food that would have gone to waste into the hands of people who will eat it. Legitimately, it is a rescue situation. So I got a bag, and in the bag, so long story short, I got a bag. In the bag were these two little wraps, and we are going to have them for lunch today. That is clearing 2 items out of the freezer, and these items would have gone to waste. So I'm glad to try them and have them rescued right into my little belly. They don't look that thrilling just sitting there alone on the plate, but they smell really good. The handsome one has decided he wants to have some hot sauce on his. I'm just going to have mine plain. For supper tonight, we are having breakfast. Fried eggs, fried bologna, bagels, and homemade hash browns. And there's jam. I haven't put any jam on mine yet. I found 2 packages of sausages just like this, both honey garlic, in the freezer, and both very, very crystallized. So this is on my agenda. This has got to go this week. That was like the bologna. We really needed to eat that up, and it was enough that just having it for supper wasn't enough to finish it up. So we're going to be having bologna some other time this week too. So clearing these items out. But the good thing is we have some fresh salads to go with the sausages if we barbecue. So that's really something to look forward to. I do like barbecued sausages. Blueberry banana smoothies for lunch today. Blueberry banana smoothies. These look really good. I didn't have any greens to put in them. I really need to harvest all of the Swiss chard that's still in the garden. And even if I'm not using it for fresh eating, I need to process them and freeze them. Maybe I could do like little ice cube separated ones that I could take out and thaw for smoothies and stuff. I don't know. Does anybody do that? Maybe share a comment if that's something that you do and it works. Or maybe it doesn't work. For supper tonight, we are having barbecued sausages. The green bowl has leftover pickle salad. We only ate half of the package last time. And I have really been craving corn. I had a bag full of crystallization, so I'm going to microwave this, add a little bit of butter, and we'll have some of this for supper. Sausages, leftover dill pickle salad for supper. I'm having corn with mine. The handsome one didn't want any corn, but he does want to take one of the buns and make some kind of weird sausage burger with it. So he's going to do that. I may take a little picture of it before he starts eating it. The handsome one put together a little snack for us. This is pepperoni that I got at Costco last week. We didn't even open it. Half of the Boursin cheese, some pretzel crackers, and this is all that's left. That's it. That's sad. All that's left of our red pepper jelly. That means I need to make some more. We're also trying them with the $1.50 rosemary crackers that I got at Dollarama, and we both really like these crackers. They're really tasty. My in-laws popped in for a visit, and they had gotten a dozen corn. They said that is too much just for them. So they left us some corn. So I guess we're going to have corn for supper with our supper tonight. I don't even know what we're having for supper yet, but this is going to be with it. I'm going to have some cheese and crackers and pepperoni for lunch today. This is opening up these. So this is the unboxing. And I wanted to show because they are in 2 little individual sleeves. I think this is so sensible. Very sensible. This is what they look like. Not quite like a Ritz. I'm going to try it. They're good. Tastes like a Ritz cracker. We are going to have black bean burgers tonight with corn on the cob. Yay! Black bean burgers and corn on the cob for supper, and homemade relish on the black bean burger. Looks good. I'm making a smoothie. It's got a banana in there, but I'm doing just a little bit different today. I used a jam that I had made a couple years back. It's a blueberry blackberry mixture, and that powder, the chocolate looking powder, is a cocoa acai booster that I've had for several years, and I keep trying to use it up. I think I'm going to put a blob of peanut butter in there as well, and we'll see what this tastes like. I already tried it. It's really good. I actually didn't put any protein powder in this one. Sometimes I just get tired of that little bit of a chalky taste of the protein powder. So this one had the acai, cocoa acai booster, plus it has peanut butter in it, which I know is not the same, but we're going to pretend it's equivalent today. So here is the majority of the items. I got a small ham, $12.16, and I think I actually have 2 hams in the freezer already, but you can always use a good ham, especially when it's on for a great price. And the coffees, so they were these House Blend Dark Roasts, Van Hout. These were $1 each, and I actually got 9 of them. I just have 3 pictured here. And here, these are Mott's Fruitsations, assorted fruit. They're snacks, 10 in a package, and these were on for $1. These ones also have the veggies in them. So yeah, I think this was totally worth it. We each just had one of these fruit snacks, which I've never had before. They were really good. Yeah, especially when you break it down that they worked out to 10 cents a snack. Very happy with these. I've got a sink full of carrots, and I am going to make some dilled carrots. Here are some carrots from our garden that I'm not going to be using for the dilled carrots. A lot of little stubby ones here that I've already washed. Here's my dill. Yes, I grew this first year that I had success with dill. And of course, here are the carrots unwashed that I'm going to be using in the dilled carrots. My garlic is starting to sprout. That's okay. I'm still using it. You can see I've got some cut already. When I make my dill carrots, I turn the jars sideways and I insert the carrots that way. I've got them cut in carrot sticks. My carrots are either really small stubby, like I showed earlier, or just a bit too long. So I've been cutting them, putting them in, and they also have garlic, 4 to 5 peppercorns, and I'll top each one with a little sprinkle of red pepper flakes as well. So you can see that I have some of them lined up here, ready. You can see there's my dill or my garlic inside. You can see the peppercorn there on the top. And I had little pieces left over. I've never done this before, but I decided to just dice those little pieces up, throw them in, and see if these would turn out kind of like pickles. Like maybe we could serve them just on the side of a plate like a pickle. I've got everything ready for the brine, which is incredibly simple. It's just boiling white vinegar, so that hasn't come to a boil yet. Each 500 milliliter jar or pint jar was topped with a tablespoon of pickling salt, or you can use coarse salt. And I used a half a tablespoon in the 250 milliliter jars and a little less than that in this jar here. And then I just pour the boiling vinegar over top, seal, and process as per regular canning. Very disappointing in the water bath. I lost one of my jars. Thankfully, it was one of the small ones, so that's okay. It's okay. Sometimes these things happen. I just haven't personally lost a jar in a water bath. Ooh, probably at least 5 years. So I guess that's very good for all of those other times that I did preserves, and it was jam. So it was such a mess to clean up. At least this was really, really an easy, very easy clean. But these look really good. You can see my dill in there. Everything looks good. My little peppercorns. And there is some garlic in the back there. And we actually have more carrots. I'm undecided of whether we're just going to use the carrots for eating or whether I'm going to process them for dilled carrots. It's really, really, I worked out the cost of this and it's like pretty much negligible. When you grow your own vegetables, like very, very negligible. Really, I'm trying to think. I think I paid like 77 cents for 3 cloves of garlic together. Oh, I don't know, 4 months ago or 5 months ago. And because we use a lot of minced garlic. So I really only use garlic cloves for things like this, for like a specific recipe where it needs to be a clove. The dill I grew myself. The peppercorns just came out of a bulk bag of peppercorns that I got from Dollarama. Let's just say on the very, very high end of vinegar, say you're buying it at a store where it's a more expensive kind, let's say $3.50 for vinegar. I used 5 cups and then an additional 3.5 cups. So let's just say half a big jug. So, and the lids. So my lids are all new, of course. The rings, I reuse my rings depending on how they look. But yeah, really, like you're looking at pennies a jar. For sure, under 50 cents a jar, even taking into consideration the lids. Very reasonable. We had sausages on the barbecue the other night. I have these ones that I've removed the skin, and I am making ground sausage for us to have. I think we're going to have it on nachos tonight, and it's quite a lot, so probably some for a little casserole. So I bought all of the ingredients. I guess I didn't. I have all of the ingredients to make this recipe, veggie stuffed mushrooms, that I used to make all the time. This was a favorite recipe book of mine, and I made a lot of recipes out of it. And I got away from it a lot, but I am hoping, there you go, you can see that, hoping to make these veggie stuffed mushrooms. So I have the mushrooms, a half a cup of broccoli finely chopped, 1/4 cup of carrot finely chopped, 1 tablespoon of onion finely chopped, 1 cup of seasoned croutons crushed, a half a cup of cheese shredded, and some butter and margarine. So we are going to try our hand at making these. I'm making a half batch. The recipe calls for 20. I'm going to make 10. And the majority of the stems, so the very first thing you need to do is take the stems out, and the majority of the stems came out really clean, but I'm going to use this little tool to get the residue left on the stems that didn't come out clean. I already have in 1/8 of a cup, because I'm doing half the recipe, 1/8 of a cup of chopped stems, and then 1/4 of a cup of diced broccoli. And next it's going to be 1/8 of a cup of finely grated carrot. I have the carrots, the mushrooms, the cheese, the broccoli, and the croutons already in here. Add the butter. Stir everything up, and this will help bind it together, and then we will add it into the mushrooms. Okay, this is what they look like before they're going in the oven, and I had a little extra of the stuffing left, so I just cut one of the jalapenos from our garden in half and jammed it in there. I still actually have just a teeny little bit left, and we'll see how these turn out. I'm supposed to bake them for 20 minutes. These turned out pretty good. I cannot wait to try them. The handsome one is making a small tray of nachos to go with our stuffed mushrooms for supper. And nachos. with sausage. Okay, two things. This is what the inside of the stuffed mushroom looks like. So good. So good. I cannot, no wonder I love these and I remember loving them. I just haven't made them in a really long time. Easy to make, so delicious. Okay, that's number one. Number two, do you see these little jalapenos here? These came from our garden. They are so hot, my lips are on fire. I don't even know I don't even know what to say. They are so, whew, they are incredibly hot. They're way hotter than what a jalapeno should be. The handsome one says they're like habaneros, but they're not. They're mini jalapenos. We are really working hard at trying to get rid of older items, and I have Christmas holiday edition Rice Krispies left, plus some of these Rice Krispies. So we're going to make some Rice Krispie squares. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup of butter and 250-gram package of marshmallows, or if you have a bigger package, you just count out 40 marshmallows. Then you add in 6 cups of Rice Krispies and pat it into a container that should be pre-greased. Pretty easy. Rice Krispie squares, and I just sprinkled a couple of those M&Ms that I got at the bulk barn. Yummy, I'm having a little snack. I am making a very, very small soup with some vegetables that I have in the fridge that definitely need to be used up. So these are some tomatoes from my garden. I do have some more. In the bottom here is the remnants of a bag of spinach out of the freezer, so trying to get that used up. At the very bottom there is some cauliflower, again, very, very small remnants from a bag from the freezer. These are some of the stubby carrots that came out of my garden. I am going to use some of the ground pork. Of course, we'll need to add water. I need to go back to the fridge and see what else is in there. I'm just looking maybe to get enough soup for lunches for 3 days, and that's it. And clear up some of these items. I added in onion. Found this in my cupboard. I added some of that in as the spice. It is old enough that I needed to use a knife to loosen the bottom, so we'll see what kind of a flavor that adds. This is the leftover stuffing that I had. The leftover stuffing that I had from the mushrooms. Just a little bit. That might as well go in there, so I don't know what else I'll use it for. And I might put in, I added the sausage in. I might put in some beans or legumes or barley. Barley! I'm going to put some barley in since I added that beef and steak spice. Yeah, we'll see what that's like. I found this mashed pureed baby red potatoes. I honestly, seriously have no idea where this came from. Looks like a single package. I don't buy instant potatoes, but I've heard a way that you can use them up is as a thickener for a soup. So I'm going to add, not the whole package, this is a small soup, but I'm going to add at least half, and then maybe I'll save this to add as a thickener to future soups. This has been simmering on low all morning. I didn't end up adding any barley, but I did end up adding the entire package of the instant potatoes. It's quite thick. Smells really good. I'm looking forward to trying it. And it's really hot. I was planning on having this salad and barbecue chicken thighs for supper tonight, but the handsome one said he really has been craving hamburgers. The black bean burgers that we had the other night just didn't do it for him, or me neither, really. They were very, very dry. They tasted like Mexican food, but just really dry. So we are going to have hamburgers and salad. We've never had this kind of a salad before, so I am trying to get everything into the bowl except these little seeds because the handsome one cannot eat those seeds. Here we go. 2 options. with the little seeds and without. Burger and Asian salad for supper. Getting some meals pre-prepared. So we are going to have these quesadillas that I got at Costco, not last week, but maybe the week before that. We are going to try these tonight, and I opened up the box. There's 10 inside. No, there's 12 inside there. And I was thinking like, oh, great. They are incredibly teeny. So we are each going to have 2 of those for supper, and we are going to make it with some rice. Quesadillas and rice for supper. We made guacamole. This is homemade salsa here on the side. We did decide to eat our Asian salads. I know that they don't really go with this meal. They were left over from supper last night, but I feel with the dressing on it, it just won't last. So that needs to get eaten up tonight. I kept the toasty ones for myself. It said to cook them on 350 degrees for 15 minutes, but yeah, that's way too long. I took them out even before that. Okay, our review. I would not buy these again. The inside was, I don't know, like the handsome one said it kind of was like mashed potatoes, and he's right. It was kind of like mashed potatoes. The cheese didn't look like cheese. It didn't even look like a queso kind of cheese. It was extremely odd. He thinks he had a piece of chicken in his. I don't know. Mine just, the whole inside was kind of like, or like mashed peas, but yellowy or cheesy. Not ideally, not for me. I wouldn't choose those. Of course, yes, I ate it. It was my supper. We will eat the remainder of them because we bought them and it would be wasteful just to throw them out. But I would not choose actively to buy these again. This was a fail. I really liked those smoothies that we made that had the peanut butter and the cocoa acai booster in them. So I made some more. These ones aren't exactly the same. These ones actually have some Swiss chard out of the garden. You can probably see some little flakes, little green flakes floating around in there. I took a pork chop out of the freezer earlier. I'm going to use this to make a teriyaki pork lo mein. I'm going to use some of the Oriental style vegetables, and I'm going to supplement it a little bit with this broccoli and cauliflower mix. Should be good. I forgot I had these little mini corns too. I'm going to add some of these in. Not the whole can. The last time I entered the whole can and it was just way too many. I'll pop maybe half the can into the freezer for another time. I've got everything in here ready to go. I didn't actually use any of the broccoli and cauliflower. What I did instead was used 4 mushrooms. The broccoli that I had left, I'd used some broccoli for the stuffed mushrooms, and I had used a little bit of it in my soup. So I still had a piece left, so I used that instead of the frozen stuff. And I used some of the little baby stubby carrots from our garden. I cut them on the bias to be super fancy. Anyways, this is just getting ready to cook. I've got to get the water on to put the noodles in. Looking good so far. I just added in the teriyaki sauce, and I used some of the spice mix and some soy sauce and some olive oil, vegetable oil. I already started eating. I almost forgot to take the video. This is pretty tasty. The week is done. I think it was totally worth it. For me, $9.77 over budget. I got a ham, and I got 10 boxes of fruit snacks and 9 boxes of K-Cups. And you may be wondering, you've probably never seen me buy K-Cups before. I regularly make pots of coffee, but sometimes I do use K-cups, and there was always a Keurig available to me at work. So at my work sites, so I always had K-cups. So if I had a craving for a coffee in the daytime, I didn't need to go to McDonald's. I didn't need to go to Tim Hortons. I didn't need to go somewhere to grab one. I always had like little random K-cups from when I can buy things really inexpensively on sale in my desk. And I would just grab one of those and take it to the break room and make a coffee from that. So I always like that. It's just it was a really good buy, a really good value for me. And now I have those in my pantry for whatever I want to use them for, whether I want to use them in a coffee maker at a workplace, or whether I just want to pop a Keurig because I have a guest and we just want one cup, or maybe middle of the afternoon, I'm not wanting to make a pot. So I'm always looking for ways that are going to stretch my dollar, stretch my budget, stretch my supplies, and this is a way. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you Canadians out there. Our American friends, I just hope you have a really good weekend.